Hey. Let's learn about fractions, percents, and decimals real quick. This is like a mini speed sesh for you and your kiddo, okay? So in this lesson, I let them use calculators. And I do that because I don't need them trying to do a bunch of math that's just operations, multiplication, and division, when instead I want them to grasp the concept. So in units where using a calculator can build the gap between like just the raw data and understanding the strategy, I give them that calculator. When the unit itself is about operations, the calculator does not do us justice. I hope that makes sense. That's my perspective on calculators, and it should be, because it's a tool and we need to learn how to use them. We've been spending a lot of time in class learning how to use our calculators because it's not super easy all the time. This week, we made these cool things. I purchased this, and it gives them a brief understanding of how to do it all. Okay, let's do it together. So we need to, this does not include repeating decimals. We're not there yet. So 1/3, which if you do in your calculator when I show you, you'll realize is 0.333333333. We're not there yet. We're gonna do 0.5. Okay, or no, we're gonna do 0.2. Look at there, making mistakes, it's fine. 0.2, okay? We're gonna do 0.2. This is a decimal. Really easy. Stay with me, stay with me, okay? 100% chance I just leave this completely unedited for you. Okay, we're gonna turn a decimal into a percentage. Really, really easy, okay? We're gonna multiply by 100. Or, if you don't have a calculator, move the decimal this way 2 places, 2 times. Whoop, 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 or by 100. 0.2 times 100 will give you 20%. It's that easy. I love it. It's that easy. That one's easy, okay? Let's go from percent to fraction now. A fraction is just a part over whole, right? So if I had a whole cake, I would have how much percent? 100, right? So we're gonna put 100 on the bottom and have our 20 on top. Now, we're gonna use some mental math here because I make you reduce it, okay? Simple form. 0 on top and 0 on bottom. I have a power of 10 video on here too. You can make those go away. Boom. So now this is 2 out of 10. We reminded ourselves this week and last week that most things divide by 2, 3, or 5, and that is a great way to reduce. Both the 2 and the top divide by 2. So I'm pretty sure I can get this down to its most simplified version, 1/5. Bam! Guys, that looked like, we did like 3 things. That's awesome. How do we go from fraction to decimal? Okay? Well, to go from fraction to decimal, this is like, I said this, but this is actually the easiest one. Just divide. Fractions are just division. Fractions are just division. I didn't learn that until I was in college. Somebody told me that in college, and I was like, oh my God. It's just division. So 1/5 is 1 divided by 5. Divide. Okay, you'll get your decimal, 0.2. Let's take a look. Does this flip? It does not. 0.2. We're gonna multiply by 100 to get it a percentage. Then we're gonna stick that percentage over 100 and simplify. And then we're gonna divide that fraction to turn it into a decimal. Sweet. Let's do it the other way. Shall we? Let's do it the other way. We're gonna clean this bad boy off, and now we're gonna start with 0.2 again because it's a cycle, it's a circle of life. And you can ping pong through all you want, okay? 0.2. Let's turn it into a fraction. Let's go the other way. This, you got to remember your place value, okay? So this is our tenths. If we had more, it'd be hundredths, thousandths, right? Make my mess go away. So this is tenths. Oh, look, it's 2 out of 10. And of course, we already know this from our last example, but that reduces to 1/5. That was not that hard, right? That was not super hard. Let's take the fraction and turn it into a percentage. How do we do that? How do we do that? Well, honestly, turn it into a decimal first. Exactly. There is a way to turn a fraction into a percent. But I haven't shown it to them. You want to see it? Okay, I'll show you. Okay, we're going to take 1/5 and we're going to say, what is that if it was out of 100? Because percent is out of 100. And we know they're all equivalent forms of each other. So, what is that? Let's make it an X. What is that out of 100? Well, we could say 5 times what is 100? Well, would you look at that as 20? 20%. Okay? But that's honestly like way too hard. Instead, y'all, go the other way. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2 times 100. Bam. But what if we had 20% and I said, you know what? I want that percent to be a decimal. I want this 20% to be a decimal. Well, what did we do when we wanted to go decimal to percent? We multiplied by 100. So if we were going the other way, okay, you went east to visit your friend, and then you got to go home, you're going to go west, right? So we're going to do the opposite of multiply. We're going to divide by 100. Or, whoop, whoop, move the decimal the other direction 2 places, and you will get 0.2. Listen, your kids, if you are in my class, have a really cool flyer. If your kid is in another class, they probably have some cool flyer or graphic notes or something. This is the one I used. It's not hard. I think the hang up with fractions, percents, and decimals is recognizing that they are equivalent. So we're doing a lot of just getting used to it. And through exposure, they start to recognize certain common values, some common percentages, some common fractions that we tend to see in daily life or that are just easy to remember. But the math itself is not too bad, right? Not too bad. Being able to use the calculator has allowed the kids to get to know these procedures and the what to do, the what do I do, what steps, way past. Imagine if I said, oh, just divide the fraction, and you had to do it longhand. Are you learning how to divide, or are you learning how to convert decimals and fractions and percents? You see what I'm saying? So we've been using our calculators, and now we're learning the skill of calculators. Okay, that's important. Importante. Okay, and we are learning truly converting between these forms. So that's what we're learning.